Hello, it is Thursday, March 22nd. Sorry. Wait, what? Friday. Thursday. I fucked those all up. Hello, it is Friday, March 24th. Fuck, I fucked it up again. Hello, it's Thursday, March 24th, 2022. It is National Cheesesteak Day. This weekend I will not be wrestling. I actually have this weekend off, but please go check out some local wrestling events, music, live events, and spend some quality time with your loved ones, related or chosen. Upcoming wrestling dates, though, Friday, April 1st, Oshawa, Ontario. I returned to Oshawa for the first time since August 2020. I'm facing Jesse Amato. I found that out earlier today. Saturday, April 9th, I returned to Barrie, Ontario for Barrie Wrestling. Saturday, April 16th, Cambridge, Ontario for Crossbody Pro Wrestling. And later on in the month, Ottawa, Montreal, and Hamilton returns. First time in Hamilton since February 2020. Patreon Zoom's coming up this weekend, Sunday night at 8 p.m. for the Meal Tier Plus. We're doing a watch-along of ECW Living Dangerously 1999. And for all tiers, though, the promo contest, judging will take place Monday, March 27th at 8 p.m. Deadline is actually to submit it tomorrow night, Friday, March 25th at midnight Eastern. Gumby's submitted it, Gilmy's submitted it, and CJ have submitted promos. I got it wrong. I thought the deadline was Thursday because it normally is Thursdays. But remember, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Holden Pro. Instagram, I host a Instagram Live every Monday night at 7:15 p.m. where you can be a guest and appear on stream if you're a Patreon member. All other links are quick access in the descriptions or bios, but most importantly, patreon.com/BrendoneC, BRENDONE, the letter C. Join the Acolytes of Albright, get exclusive merch opportunities, content, shoutouts, and Zoom events. All tiers get listed in the credits, but the Meal Plus gets shoutouts. So thank you so much, as always, Gimpy, Uncle Bobby B, Tommy Richardson, Morgan and Mama Thomas, Brian the Pizza Man Watson, and Eric Thomas, and Rob Arbick. And now, time for some fun facts, birthdays, and what was the number one song on this day in 1987? You'll find out in a second, because right before that, I have to thank, as always, the websites nationaldaycalendar.com, onthisday.com, and birthdayhits.com, mybirthdayhits.com. National Cheesesteak Day. National Cheesesteak Day on March 24th not only celebrates a fantastic sandwich, but it recognizes one of this nation's greater debates. Who created this deliciousness? It's like March Madness for a cheesesteak. Pat's and Gino square off at 10 a.m., followed by Chubby's and D'Alessandro's at 11 a.m., then Jim's and Tony Luke's at noon. Basketball fans know how brackets work. Someone's going to get a bye. However, the credit is given to a hot dog vendor from the 1930s, Pat Oliveri. According to Philadelphia tourism site, Pat's King of Steaks sits on its original location and still going strong. This writer has had a cheesesteak from there and would go back in a heartbeat. The important thing is this fabulous juicy sandwich on a hoagie roll. The roll is filled with chipped steak, and you can order it with or without cheese and onions. If you've never had one, you can only really get an authentic one in Philly. Other places try, so go where you can, but someday go to Philadelphia. It is a real deal. How to observe hashtag National Cheesesteak Day? Well, first, use hashtag National Cheesesteak Day to post on social media. Invite your friends and head over to your favorite cheesesteak restaurant. For me, the only real cheesesteak place I've gone to is in the food court in Square One in Mississauga. That's the only real cheesesteak place I've been. Get it with cheese. It's Cheesesteak Day, not Steak Day. And add the onions. Actually, steak and cheese. I get that from Subway. Make your own cheesesteak and give a shout out to the restaurant that makes your favorite cheesesteak. National Cheesesteak Day history. We were unable to identify the founder of National Cheesesteak Day. Cheesesteak FAQs. What kind of cheese is in a cheesesteak? For an authentic cheesesteak, many will tell you they put Cheese Whiz on their cheesesteak. Oh shit, wasn't expecting that. I was expecting like mozzarella. Question, who made the world's largest cheesesteak? Answer, in 2021, this is last year, Rene Cabaretri and other Philadelphia chefs built a 510-foot cheesesteak. Fuck, the carbs on that sumbitch. There are over 1,500 national days. Don't miss a single one. Celebrate every day with nationaldaycalendar.com. Ding! Now for some March 24th celebrated and not so celebrated history. In the year 1603, Scottish King James VI, son of Mary, Queen of Scots, becomes King James I of England in succession to Elizabeth I, thus joining the English and Scottish crowns. Also in 1603, Tokugawa Ieyasu is granted the title of shogun, officially establishing the Tokugawa shogunate, which would rule Japan until 1867. Shogunate? Shogunate. I don't know. In 1832, Mormon Joseph Smith is being tarred and feathered in Ohio. In 1837, Canada gives its black residents the right to vote. In 1853, anti-slavery newspaper The Provincial Freeman, first published in Windsor, Ontario, edited by Samuel Ringgold Ward and Mary Ann Shadd Carey, the first black woman publisher in North America. In 1882, German scientist Robert Koch discovers and describes the tuberculous bacillus, which causes tuberculosis, Mycobacterium tuberculosis, and establishes germ theory. In 1927, Cuban chess champion Jose Raul Capablanca wins the 33-day Grand Chess Tournament. In 1939, Wuthering Heights, a film based on Emily Bronte's novel, directed by William Wyler and starring Mero Oborano and Laurence Olivier, premieres in Los Angeles. In 1945, Allied generals Dwight D. Eisenhower, Bernard Montgomery, and Omar Bradley discuss advance in Germany. In 1955, Tennessee Williams' Cat on a Hot Tin Roof opens for 694 performances. 1958, the U.S. Army drafts Elvis Presley. In 1962, Mick Jagger and Keith Richards performs as Little Boy Blue and Blue Boys. In 1962 also, Emil Griffith beats Benny Kid Paret by TKO in the 12th round in a welterweight boxing title fight at Madison Square Garden, New York. Paret dies 10 days later. First use of television slow motion replay. Also on this day in 1975, Muhammad Ali TKOs Chuck Wepner in 15 for the heavyweight boxing title. In 1976, Argentine President Isabel Martinez de Perón is deposed in a military coup headed by Jorge Rafael Videla. In 1979, 10 rebounds and 10 assists as the Spartans cruised to a 101-67 win by Penn, Michigan State's Erwin Magic Johnson registers triple-double, 29 points. In 1986, the Men's International Professional Tennis Council announces Jimmy Connor's 10-week suspension and $20,000 fine for storming off the court after defaulting against Ivan Lendl at Boca Raton, Florida in February. I thought Boca Raton is just like, I learned it from Seinfeld for, for where Jerry's parents go to retire. In 1987, the first Soul Train Music Awards, Janet Jackson and Luther Vandross win. In 1989, the Exxon Valdez spills 270,000 barrels of oil into Alaska's Prince William Sound, causing the worst oil spill in history. The environmental and economic costs were devastating. March 24th, 1991, WrestleMania 7 took place. The main event saw Hulk Hogan defeat Sergeant Slaughter for the WWF Championship as part of a storyline in which Sergeant Slaughter portrayed an Iraqi sympathizer during the United States' involvement in the Gulf War. Significant events on the undercard included The Undertaker's WrestleMania debut and the beginning of his renowned winning streak, a retirement match between Randy Savage and the Ultimate Warrior leading to the former's reuniting with his strange lover, Miss Elizabeth, as well as the final televised match of the original Hart Foundation, after which Bret Hart became primarily a singles wrestler. In 1993, Eugene and Caroline Shoemaker and David Levy discover a comet orbiting Jupiter when they take a photograph using a Schmidt telescope. In 1995, Major Payne, featuring a cameo appearance by Bam Bam Bigelow, was released. In 1996, WCW Uncensored took place from the Coliseum in Tupelo, Mississippi. The main event had Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage defeat Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Meng, The Barbarian, Lex Luger, The Taskmaster, Z-Gangster, and The Ultimate Solution. In 1999, The Matrix, film written by the Wachowskis, starring Keanu Reeves, Lawrence Fishburne, and Carrie-Anne Moss premieres. I've been watching Lawrence Fishburne. He hosts this show called, History's Greatest Mysteries, and I'm watching a Harry Houdini one. Slight tease for later on. There's 3 seasons, and they're an hour and a half episodes. Very fun, very interesting. In 2002, Halle Berry wins the Academy Award for Best Actress for her role in Monster Ball. It is the only time the Academy has awarded an Oscar to an African-American leading lady in its history to date. Ugh, rough. In 2005, the U.S. version of The Office, created by Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant, developed by Greg Daniels, starring Steve Carell and John Krasinski, premieres on NBC. Damn, that was 17 years ago? It doesn't seem that long. It seems just right. 17 years is just right. In 2018, Australian batsman Cameron Bancroft is caught on camera rubbing match ball with an object during third cricket test in Cape Town, resulting in an infamous ball tampering scandal. In 2020, Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe announces postponement of Tokyo 2020 Olympics and Paralympic Games until summer of 2021 because of the worldwide COVID-19 pandemic. And I believe the Winter Olympics just took place. In 2020, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi orders a 21-day lockdown for world's second most populous country of 1.3 billion people to deal with COVID-19. And in 2020, China's Hubei province, the original center of the COVID-19 outbreaks, eases restrictions on travel after a nearly 2-month lockdown. March 24th, celebrated and not so celebrated birthdays. In 1874, Harry Houdini, one of the world's most renowned magicians. Harry Houdini was known for his escapology. Houdini developed a range of stage magic tricks that made full use of a variety of conjuring techniques. They included fake equipment and collusion with individuals in the audience. He was both a savvy businessman and an exceptional showman. He died October 31st, 1926. In 1909, Clyde Barrow, an American bank robber of Bonnie and Clyde fame, is born in Ellis County, Texas. He died in 1934. In 1911, Joseph Barbera, an American animator, Hanna-Barbera, Tom and Jerry, Yogi Bear, Flintstones, Jetsons, etc. Tommy Richardson loves this shit. He's born in Manhattan, New York. He dies in 2006. What's interesting is William Hanna died on the 22nd of March, so a couple days ago, in 2001. So he died 2 days before Barbera was born, 5 years before Barbera died. So that 2001 birthday must have sucked. In 1912, Dorothy Height, during the Civil Rights Movement, Height played a pivotal role serving as president of the National Council of Negro Women. She spoke on behalf of both African Americans and women in her efforts of equality. Height has been the hero of many generations of racial minorities as she advised presidents and government committees. 3 presidents honored her with medals. The first in 1989, President Ronald Reagan presented Height with the Citizens Medal Award. In 1994, President Bill Clinton presented her with the Medal of Freedom, and President George Bush honored her with the Congressional Gold Medal in 2004. She died April 20th, 2010. Rest in peace, Dorothy. In 1915, Gorgeous George, an American professional wrestler, is born. He dies in 1963. In 1930, Steve McQueen, an American actor called the King of Cool during the 1960s, The Magnificent Seven, The Great Escape, is born in Beech Grove, Indiana. He died in 1980. He was only 50. Wow. In 1936, David Suzuki. If you don't know David Suzuki, you don't care about the environment and you're probably not Canadian. David Suzuki, Canadian scientist and environmentalist, is born in 1940. Don Jardine, a Canadian professional wrestler, knocking off that Canadian contingency and pro wrestling contingency that I like to feature here, is born. He died in 2006. In 1953, Louis Anderson, the Emmy-winning American comedian and actor, developed his career throughout the 1980s, 90s, and early 2000s. Anderson earned his first 2 Emmys for an animated series he created and produced for Fox in 1995 called Life with Louie. In 2016, he lended the role of Christine Baskets on the comedy series Baskets. The role led to his 3rd Emmy Award. He died this year, January 21st, 2022. I was listening to, he did some sort of interview with Mark Maron in the last few years, and Mark will always post the WTF episode that features someone that recently passed away. To be honest, that's how I find out a lot of like celebrities die. It's the what the fuck episode of that comes up. So I definitely give it a listen. Go watch it or listen to it. In 1955, Doug Jarvis, a Canadian ice hockey forward, record for the most consecutive NHL games, 964. Stanley Cup in 1976-79, Montreal Canadiens. Born in Brantford, Ontario. In 1960, Barry Horowitz, an American professional wrestler, is born. In 1965, American professional wrestler, The Dead Man, The Undertaker, is born. In 1973, Jim Parsons, award-winning American actor, is best known for his role as Sheldon Cooper in the long-running comedy series The Big Bang Theory. He can also be seen in The Boys in the Band, Hollywood, and A Kid Like Jake. Born in Houston, Texas. I didn't know, so I was looking up some Jim Parsons facts or a photo, and he quit Big Bang Theory after 12 seasons. Like, Big Bang Theory went on without Sheldon. I feel like he was him, Kaylee Kuko, and Leonard, like, those are like the titular characters. Everyone else kind of just falls in line. Let me know, do you like the Big Bang Theory? Comment down below. In 1976, Peyton Manning is born. The American quarterback played 18 seasons in the NFL, Super Bowl in 2006 and 15, and five-time NFL MVP, 14-time Pro Bowl, Indianapolis Colts, and the Denver Broncos. He is born in New Orleans, Louisiana. Some deaths that have occurred on this day in history. In 1955, Nicholas V, born Tommaso Paraticelli, an Italian pope, dies at 57. He served from 47 to 55. 1447 to 1455. When I marked down that Harry Houdini died in 1926 earlier, I just put -26. 2026 is 4 years away. So, like, 26 means, like, the 20s. Now we're living in the 20s. It's weird how time goes on when you don't die, right? So weird. In 1603, Elizabeth I de Tudor, known as the Virgin Queen, Queen of England and Ireland from 1558 to 1603, and daughter of Henry VIII and Anne Boleyn, dies at 69. Giggity. In 1878, the British frigate Eurydice sunk, 300 are lost. In 1894, 37 miners killed at Franklin, Washington. In 1905, Jules Verne, a French writer known as the father of science fiction, Around the World in 80 Days, dies at 77. Oh, he was mostly alive in the 1800s? That's crazy. I thought he'd be like 1930s. In 1937, a bus carrying a roller skate troupe to Cincinnati from St. Louis crashes into a bridge abutment in Salem, Illinois, killing 21 people. In 1944, in occupied Rome, Nazis execute 335 civilians in retaliation for the previous day's Via Rasella bombing that killed 33 Germans. 1945, J.S. Nicklin, Lieutenant Colonel, Canada's first parachutist, dies. In 1976, Bernard Montgomery, the first Viscount Alamine British World War II Field Marshal, African Campaign D-Day, and World War I officer, dies at 88. In 1992, Sudanese Boeing 707 crashes on Mountain High Meadows at Athens, 5 to 6 die. In 1994, an F-16 collides with a C-130 Hercules above AFB in North Carolina, 120 die. In 1998, a tornado sweeps through Danton in India, killing 250 people and injuring 3,000 others. In 1998, Jonesboro massacre, 2 students aged 11 and 13. Fuck, these are kids. Fire upon teachers and students at Westside Middle School in Jonesboro, Arkansas. 5 people are dead and 10 are wounded. That's fucked. In 1999, Mont Blanc tunnel fire. 39 people die when a Belgian transport truck carrying flour and margarine caught fire in Mont Blanc tunnel. In 2012, African Union deploys 5,000 strong force with the aim of catching or killing warlord Joseph Kony. In 2013, 17 soldiers are killed by a suicide bomber at a military checkpoint in North Waziristan, Pakistan. In 2013, 25 people are killed by a gunman in a coordinated attack in Adamawa State, Nigeria. In 2015, German wings flight en route between Barcelona and Dusseldorf crashes in the French Alps, killing all 150 on board. In 2020, Bill Revlin, an American rock drummer known for Nine Inch Nails, R.E.M., and King Crimson, dies at 59. In 2020, Albert Uderzo, a French cartoonist and scriptwriter, Asterix Comic Books, dies at 92. And lastly, last year in 2021, Bob Plager, Canadian ice hockey defenseman, St. Louis Blues from 69 to 77, and coach for the St. Louis Blues in 1992, dies from a heart attack at 78. Those are some fun birthdays, history, deaths. I mispronounced probably 80% of those names. Go to the Patreon post, look at the bio, and I hope you enjoyed that. Coming up next, what was the song of the day? If you were born on Tuesday, March 24th, 1987, then Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, was the number one song in Canada on your birthday. The song went to number one on March 14, 1987, and stayed at the top of the charts for 2 weeks. Now, before we get into the song, let's get a couple breaths in. I'll do the first two with you, and remember, it's in through the nose and out through the mouth like a straw. That's the important part. Pace out the exhale. The inhale's cool. Get as much oxygen in. It's the exhale that's most important. So 1, 2, 3 in. And out. I'm already a little calmer. 1, 2, 3 in. And out. And as always, you woke up this morning, you're already winning. Even if you fail to make progress today, you can still make progress tomorrow. You can be scared, you can be nervous, you can be uncertain, but show up anyways. That's how you will succeed. You can fucking do it. Remember to forgive your younger self, believe in your current self, and create that future self. And I hope you know that you made today a very special day by just being you. There's no one in this whole world like you. It's impossible. There's 7.8 billion people in the world, but no one's like you. And I like you just the way you are. I like you enjoying my content. I like you pursuing your own form of happiness. And I just want you to stay safe, stay healthy, and truly have a good day. Have fun. Be safe. Stay safe. Be healthy. And once again, I'm grateful to be along on the ride on your pursuit of happiness. Have a good day, everybody.